Being an undrafted guy, how much pressure do you feel to prove the doubters wrong in this camp and then going forward if you make the team?
Yeah, I mean, I played a lot of these guys at the program, and even though I'm not drafted and they're obviously high-end draft picks, it doesn't make me less confident in my game. I still believe in my game, and I still believe I could, play with anyone on the ice. So as far as I don't really think about it too much, I just try to play my game, and the rest will take care of itself.
You obviously skated with Ryan Donato at the Bruins rookie camp each of the last 2 summers. Did you guys build any chemistry there and take that in, or?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, we got to know each other pretty well from spending a week there the past 2 summers. So we played with each other a little bit, and we knew each other previously. So, yeah, I think that helps. Just knowing each other and knowing each other's game a bit helps playing together for sure.
How has playing for Coach Berenson over the last 2 years impacted your game?
Just asking him questions. I think he's so knowledgeable and been around the game for so long. He just teaches me so much. So just whenever I kind of ask him questions, and he points out the little things, and he brings out the best in his players. Whenever he gets on the ice, you really want to pick it up. So it's been fun playing for him.
How much pressure is there on you, as despite being one of the younger players on the team, being a veteran and a returning player, to be a leader of this group?
I don't really know how much pressure's on me. I just want to go out there and be a leader and help the guys that haven't played in the tournament before. It's definitely a different one. It's fast, and every game has so much emotion in it. So just to be a leader and someone that's been through it, I'm just going to try and help as much as I can.
You and Brandon Carlo have been out there a lot, over the course of the camp. What about his game makes him easy to play with?
He moves the puck so well, and he talks on the ice. It makes it really easy for me. I think we complement each other well, and he's just always talking, and it makes it easy for me. I don't really have to get my head up too much. I always hear him, so just from that, I know where he is, and he's a really smart defenseman, so playing with him's easy.
As one of the younger guys on the team, I think the youngest defenseman, is there any additional pressure on you to kind of shed that young kid label?
Maybe. I don't really see it that way. I think everybody kind of comes into camp trying to work hard and earn their spot. So I don't think I look at it that way, but maybe a little bit.
You've talked about your offensive game getting better year to year. What do you think coming into this camp, the biggest improvements in your offensive game have been?
I feel like just following the puck up a little bit more, moving my feet, getting behind the play, being that third or fourth guy in the play. So that's been huge for me to kind of assert myself offensively.
And is there any more pressure for you being a Bruins draft pick and having the camp in Boston?
I wouldn't say so. I'd say it's just another opportunity for them to maybe come out and see me again. That's just kind of what I've taken it as.
Plenty of your teammates at BC have played in this tournament before. What advice, if any, did any of your teammates have for you coming into this camp?
Just have fun with it. Not often it happens, so just take advantage of whatever you can and have fun.
They're obviously out there with Sonny Milano. Could have been your teammate at BC. You razz him about that at all?
A little bit, but he's doing well now, and he's happy with the path he chose. So I think it's really good for him.
You obviously played with 2 really, really good centers in Erie, in Dylan Strome and Connor McDavid. You're out there with Austin Matthews today. What about your game makes you such a good fit with such high-end players?
I don't know. I can't really tell you that. I guess they can get to the front of the net, and I like to go in the corners and battle for pucks. So I think maybe just hard work I try to put in the game.
Charlie, what kind of comfort level is it not only to be skating at BU, but to have so many familiar faces around you?
I think both of those facts they really helped me ease into this camp. I think being at BU has helped me especially because I'm very comfortable here being my new home. And as far as the teammates and the faces, I've pretty much seen everybody at one point or another. So it just makes it a lot easier being comfortable with both the facilities and with all the teammates.
What's playing for Coach Quinn done for your game?
Playing for Quinny has been, I'd say, the best thing that could have happened to me from a defensive standpoint. He knows the game so well. He's really taught me things that I didn't even know about playing defense. And as a defenseman, you really have to take pride in your own zone. And Quinny's really hammered that home to me, and I think that I've really taken strides as far as becoming really mature in my own zone.
Skate out there today where your dad was a once upon a time pretty good player in his own right.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. He told me I've never actually skated here before, just one game last year, but being in the BU locker room is pretty cool. My brother's committed here, so he'll be here in a couple of years, and it's a great place to play, and I'm sure he'll have a good time in a couple years.
Nick, you and Brock are both having great years at Dakota, playing together. To really come into this camp as well. What about his game makes him so easy to play with?
I think that he's always getting open and finding soft areas, and he's got I think his best attribute is his shot. He uses it really well. He can get it off in tight areas, and he's just a goal scorer, so it's fun to play with him.
How do you feel playing for a coach like Ron Wilson that's got over 1,000, I think almost 1,400 games in the NHL under his belt? How do you think that'll help your game going forward?
I think it will help tremendous. I mean, he's a great coach. He knows what to do. He knows what players need to do to win, and he definitely knows how to win. So I think that he'll just kind of lead us in the right direction.
How has playing at Dakota for that coaching staff and that legendary program helped elevate your game?
It's helped a lot. I think just with all those coaches there, they build a really strong connection with each player, and they really push you to your limits, and they seem to know your limits. And I think just overall that they've helped a lot so far.
You obviously missed some time with the back injury. How's it feeling now? How's the recovery?
Yeah, it feels good. It was really precautionary. On their part, as I'm a young guy, so I didn't want to take any chances. But yeah, it feels good. It's all healed up, so I'm ready to go.
What's the biggest thing you took away from participation in last year's tournament going into this year?
Yeah, I think it's you can't take any team lightly. It doesn't matter who you're playing. Every team's going to show up, and especially being the U.S., they're going to give you their best game.
Christian, how much would it mean to you to crack this roster after not being named to the team last year, despite a great year in the OHL?
Yeah, it'd be great. Obviously, any chance you get to representing countries is a great opportunity, and I'm excited for it.
What about Clayton makes him so easy to play with? The chemistry you guys have is through the roof.
Yeah, playing with Clayton, and he's something special. He's got hockey instincts. His hockey IQ is out of this world. The plays he make, I can't even imagine how he does them.
What about Kieffer's game makes him so easy to play with?
I think he's just he can pass and shoot, and I think that he's able to. He has a really hard shot, and I try to find him all the time on the ice, and he's able to put the puck in the net. So.
You talked about the growth of USA Hockey with this age group. What's it say about that growth, where so many great players in this age group are currently in the NHL?
Well, it just talks about the depth of our players. We've got players from everywhere, and you think the best player in this coming draft is going to be from Arizona. You wouldn't say that 10 years ago. You wouldn't have anybody from Arizona. And now the players that we can pick from are from everywhere in the country. So that's saying a lot for how much U.S. hockey's expanded it, but also that the NHL, the fruits of all the expansion have really paid off now.
Coach, did you look pretty good out there today, pretty strong? Still no chance of an early Christmas present from Ronnie Francis?
I believe not, and I'm kind of disappointed, but our defense is going to be good enough to be able to make up for the difference that Hannafin could add to our team.
Ron, you've obviously coached some great players over the years, Joe Thornton among them. Where would you throw Austin Matthews in that mix as a youngster?
Well, he's probably the best youngster I've ever seen. He's an 18-year-old. He's got tremendous poise, and as a hockey player, I've seen him just a little bit against these European teams at our camp this summer, and I think he's developed even further. He's even better now than he was in the summer. So we'll just let his play speak for itself when he plays games. We'll surround him. We'll give him as much support as we can, and I expect nothing but good things from him.
Will the cuts on defense be the toughest decision you have to make?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's tough when you get a team like this. It's always going to be tough when you have 2 or 3 days to watch guys, and then boom, you cut them. So what we're going to have to do is I'm going to have to base it on everything we've seen so far. I'm not the one just making the decision alone, but we've got to discuss it, and it's going to be a group decision on who we've got to cut.